I set up the machine over here, and a friend of us is allowing us to stay in her little holiday home. And it is so sweet. And then there's this outside area and a little bathroom. Go up the stairs. I mean, the bedrooms are upstairs, but look at this. Look at this view. It's just too beautiful. I must say, I always find it quite hard to get back into sewing when I haven't sewed for a while. So it's the first time I'm sewing for the last basically a month and 2 days, and I'm enjoying it. But I find I do like one thing and then I want to take a break for a bit, and then I do the next one and I want another break. So I'm just taking it slow. My aim is to finish this dress. I still cut it out for my late summer plans last year. I think it was, it was August. And I never got around to make it, so I'm just going to do it now for autumn South Africa edition. And I'm now busy with the pockets. And then the bodice, I put the darts in. And I need to sew the seams together. The bodice is fully lined, so for that reason I will, where's my clipper key? For that reason I will not need to zigzag or any of those things. And then I'm thinking for the skirt I'm just going to do French seams, but I first need to finish the pockets. So it's got pockets like this, and then it's got a piece on the back like that. And yeah, so I'm going to finish the pockets, and then I'm going to iron it flat, and then I will do French seams for the skirt part. This is a linen, it's a handkerchief linen, and I'm just lining it with this. It's a poly cotton, and yeah, I think it will look nice because I don't feel like wearing a petticoat with this, and I also want to wear this in winter, so it's nice if it's a bit thicker. So with this a curved line, what I like to do, because this is going to fold like that, so when it folds like that, then I just give it little cuts, and then on the opposite side I cut it like that, and in that way when you pull it, it has a space to move, and it will pull open, and it will be flatter than when you just cut them all together. And then it also gives you a smoother edge over there, because there's not triangles that form because you cut them both together. So it's like that. I've done the cuts on both of them now, and now I will understitch on the pocket side over there, and then I will iron it flat like this, and I'm going to top stitch it as well, just to keep the pocket in place. The bodice is this far, so I have lined it, and when I do the shoulder seams and the side seams, I sandwich them in. But for all my darts, I like to sew the lining in with the so this is what I do with more stiff fabric like a linen, and I just feel like it fits better. But when I do a silk, I might actually do each piece on its own and then just envelope the two together. I've understitched the pocket, and now I'm folding it in, and then I'm just going to go and top stitch all the way to the top. So I use this pattern as a basic pattern for this dress that I'm making, but I've made the neckline square, and I'm going to give it gathers, and it's not rounded. I've cut it straight in the front and in the back. I'm going to bind the neckline and the arms, and then I'll add the skirt to the dress. Okay, I've pinned the binding around the arms and around the neck, and now I can go and sew it down, and then it's time for the skirt. Let's talk about roll hems. first step of the roll hem is to put wrong sides together and to sew it down. And when I sew it, I let the edge of my foot touch the edge of the fabric. And I also move my needle to the right. Then I go in and I cut 1 millimeter from where I sewed. Now iron the seam on one side, and then when I'm done, I will fold it and iron it flat. Then I move my needle back to the middle. I let it touch on 1/2 inch or 1 centimeter line over there, and then I'm going to sew it down again. And this is my roll hem. You can also make this seam a bit narrower if you want, so you can even do it just 1/2 centimeter. When you open it, you have a perfect seam finish without having to have an overlocker. I'm now busy setting up pintucks right around the hem, and I want to do 5 rows of the little ones, and then I'm going to do broader ones, and I think I want about 7 rows in the end. So I've kind of lost my ruler. I don't know what I did with it. So I'm just going to use my phone to draw a straight line. So you start where you want your pintuck. So I use the right color cotton, the same as the fabric, and then I stitch on the line where I draw it. And what this does, it gives me a place to fold, and it actually wants to fold now where I stitched. I just do a finger press, and I don't want this pintuck to be too wide, so I'm going to move my needle to the end and then let the edge of my foot touch and just sew it right through. And that's my first pintuck. Now for my second pintuck, I am still leaving my foot at the edge, and I'm going to let this side of the foot touch over there and just sew right through again. And then do a finger press on the line where I sewed, and again I let the edge of the foot touch the edge of the fabric. My needle is still to the right, and here we go again. And that is my first 2 rows of pintucks. So for a thin pintuck, I will again do my stitch row on the edge, and then I will put my needle in the middle, which I did there. It was there, now it's in the middle, and I let this line here touch the edge of my fabric. So this line touches the edge of the fabric, or you can also, I also have a look at this there, let it touch there, and then I just sew it right through, and that gives me a perfect millimeter pintuck. And when I do these small ones, I will do like 5 or 6 rows because I just think it looks so beautiful. And then there's the 1/2 centimeter ones. So my first pintuck I will use as my guide for my others. And if I want to make a wider one, I will use a tape measure or a measuring gauge and just measure the distances between them. And then you can just keep on going until you have as many as you want.